Hi and welcome to Great Getaways. Today is part 2 of our fun fishing adventures over the last 30 years. I had fun doing them. I hope you have fun watching them. Well, this next adventure takes us to one of Denny and I's favorite fishing holes. Problem is, I'm usually the guy that's out on camera, but this time Denny was catching all the fish and I was doing the camera work.
While experiencing the thrill of fishing, it's a good time to reflect on the personal benefits such as stress relief. Nothing brings on the sense of being alive and rebuilding our personal reserves like a day spent interacting with nature, especially in the beautiful Schoolcraft County fishing area. Fishing is good for your health. The exercise that comes with fishing can increase the quality of your lifestyle and add years to your life. Also, it offers you the chance to improve your self-esteem through respect for the environment, mastering outdoor skills, and achieving personal goals. Fishing is a lifetime skill and activity that can be enjoyed at any age. The guys had an agreement that when one person catches a fish, the other person would grab the camera. Well, it seems every time that Tom picked up a rod, Denny would catch a fish. Tom would grab the camera, and he never had a chance to cast a plug. These weren't just any fish. They were 3 and 4 pound smallmouth. After Denny had caught 5 of these beauties, Tom had had enough, and he refused to pick up the camera. Well, we all know how Tom's fishing prowess is. Tom, don't feel too bad. At least you get to have a delicious fish dinner.
We're getting ready to go back in now. We've had a great day out here on the lake. As you can see, it has been the nicest day. We've got the wind blowing, the temperature's not real great. Overcast skies, not another soul out here. And yet, Denny caught all kinds of fish. I spent most of my time coming from the front to get to the back, to get the camera, to get him catching fish. Every time I got back up, this is my excuse, every time I got back up front, I only made a cast or two and I had to run back again because he shot off for another one on it. Some beautiful smallmouth bass, a nice walleye. That one, we messed around too long at the boat and it got away, but... You messed around? Yeah, I was going to make him lose some of those fish.
Tell our viewers if the camera work sucks. Why?
I was too busy looking at the fish he was catching. That was it. But some nice fish and some great fish. And this lake is like that. You can come out here, and we were out here yesterday and not a thing. Couldn't catch anything. And come out here today and just nailed. I don't know how many did you get? Five smallmouth and 6 smallmouth. There was that little one too. And then a walleye. So that's a good day. I don't care. And these were nice smallmouth. Our trip back in time continues as we go to Big Bay to Knock for some walleye fishing.
Our fishing guide was a tournament-winning fisherman who knows the area's waters like his own backyard. He was a terrific helper.
Well, we just came off from Gladstone Yacht Harbor. And then out here, there's deep water right out here where we're at right now. Up there is shallow water. It comes up to like 4 to 6 feet of water. You know, up in the the terrace, log cabin, Bombay area. It's excellent fishing for walleye at different times of the year. Like right now, the alewife are in. A lot of bait fish are in. Fishing's going to be tough. They just gouge themselves on these bait fish. Last week, the fishing was good. The bait fish are in. Within a week now, these bait fish are going to be gone. and the walleye will come back in here looking for them as if, you know, they think they're still there, but now, you know, they're gonna be gone, and the fishing's really gonna pick up. Out here in the deep part, the trolling bite suspended fish, excellent fishing. Little walleye.
Yeah.
Just horse them right up in. Well, I can't say little, it might be a legal fish. It's close to being 15 inches. Yeah, when the fish are really in here, you catch a lot of them like this. Here and then over at the Stonington Peninsula side, there's a lot of them like that.
Little Bay de Noc proved to be too windy for ideal walleye fishing that day, but we weren't discouraged. Our guide assured us the fish would be biting on the Escanaba River near the ruins of some ore docks. In fact, we were told more than once that no matter what the boat or gear, Delta County fishing is so good, so often visitors can almost certainly count on success.
And you can ask any fisherman anywhere in the world where to go, and they'll often tell you to come right here to Little Bay de Noc.
In addition to walleye, the bays de Noc are known for northern pike, perch, and smallmouth bass. Chinook salmon are found mostly in Green Bay, but are sometimes caught in the bays de Noc. Delta County's streams, rivers, and inland lakes offer brook trout, brown trout, steelhead trout, salmon, smelt, walleye, northern pike, and smallmouth bass.
Nice walleye, about a 6-pounder. Here's a nice fish right here.
You don't have a net on here, do you?
What's that? We'll get him right here. Here's a nice fish. Well, not 6 pounds, but I'd say a good 5 pounds anyways. There you go.
That drove for like a year.
Huh?
Felt like 6 pounds and you're all for like a year.
I don't catch fish like that in a tournament, I'll tell you that.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah, it is. Nice, pretty fish. I mean, the fish are in here, you know, it's just when you decide to have something to eat. Well, this one could put a little more weight on. It's still, the belly's still a little soft, but otherwise, hey, it's a nice fish.
Sanford Lake is a popular recreation spot in Midland County. There are usually glowing fishing reports from the local anglers and tournament fishermen. What could be better than a day fishing on sparkling Sanford Lake?
Sanford Lake's a big lake, you know, and if it's your first time coming out to it, you really need to try and dissect it. You know, you need to read it like a river. You want to try and find your edges, you want to try and find where water may flow into a bank, you want to try and look for structure, you know, try and find some wood, some stumps, some gravel, that kind of thing. Largemouths are out here, there's muskies out here, and the muskies in here typically are quite large. I mean, you may not find the big numbers of them, but the ones that you find are typically quite good fish. Crappies, bluegills, catfish, you know, there's also your odd species too, you know, there's your normal chubs and your suckers and that kind of thing, which are native to our waters around here.
Access to Sanford Lake is from the public launch at Sanford Lake Park. The lake is popular because of the large size of the largemouth and smallmouth bass inhabiting the lake. Heading out on a high-speed bass boat with Brian Darling, we learn about fishing in the open tournament on the lake. The number of fishing tournaments hosted on Sanford Lake means great fun for the professional, recreational, and traditional fishermen. The tourneys range from walleye, catfish, and bass to open tournaments run throughout the season. This is a phenomenal bass fishing lake. An average bag weight in bass tournaments is 20 pounds, making the average size bass taken at around 4 pounds. And Bob proves that with this great catch.
Nope, you're good. There we go. There we go. Get in there. Nice fish, Bob. Good job. Good job. That's what we're looking for. That right there is a quality Sanford Lake fish. Look at that. That fish will go almost 4 pounds right there. Good fish, Bob. Nice job.
Whether you're a novice fisherman or a seasoned pro, you'll find fishing to be exciting on Sanford Lake. You'll be impressed with the number of times you feel the pull on the line and a great catch.
The Carp River, there's another Carp River over by Sault Ste. Marie. This Carp River is in the central UP. This river sports an excellent spring run of steelhead and rainbow. And through the summertime, they have brook trout and little small rainbow. And in the fall, we get into salmon, coho, and a few occasional lake trout. Right now, the king salmon have started to move in. And maybe in about another month or so, some of the steelhead will start coming in. And it's a real pretty river. It has good access to it. There's a lot of places you can walk to it. Several places that crosses main roads, and it's just a real nice river.
What kind of sizes are we going to be looking at? Do you have any idea?
Well, anywhere from 5 to 25 pounds. I've seen them in here the past couple of weeks up to about 25 pounds.
Ooh.
I think the one that we seen earlier that we're attempting to get to cooperate, she's probably in the 12 to 15 pound range. And if we hook her, it's going to be fast and furious, so hang on. Didn't go below the log.
Beautiful fish.
Well, this is an Upper Michigan king salmon. Not the 15 pounder we were after.
What do you think something like this goes?
I'll bet you we got 10, 11 pounds anyway.
Nice fish. Beautiful fish.
Look here the rocks and get her loose here.
Al Misniakowicz, owner of the O'Connell Lodge Lakeshore in Manistique, would be our guide down the river for some incredible bass fishing. Al caught one after the other as the rain came down. It didn't bother him a bit. We watched from the shelter of our covered boat. We didn't catch as many fish, but we were dry. It is a popular fishing area from your watercraft, but also from the shore, as there are several spots that provide shore fishing opportunities that include public access piers along the river. There also are ADA-compliant piers accessible by boardwalk from the boat launch facility. The river provides brook, brown, rainbow, and steelhead trout, plus great smelt runs in the spring.
Little bass.
Below the upper dam, there is a long, wadeable flume which contains rapids and broken rocks where you'll find the steelhead and chinooks during their spawning runs. Fishing is big business on the Manistique. The river is home to a wide variety of species, but the most sought-after trophies in these waters are the champion-sized northerns and king and coho salmon. The currents found below the paper mill dam just upstream from the mouth seem tailor-made for fighting these monster fish. Tom and Denny met up with Dale Nephew, a longtime Manistique angler. He and his buddies travel from Minnesota several times a year just to fish these waters. It's obvious from Dale's first catch of the day that he knows what he's doing.
Well, you can probably tell we got here just a little bit late. The sun's out already, but as you can also see, they've done pretty good so far. We're with Dale Nephew right now, and Dale is kind of our guide today. Going to show us around here a little bit, which is kind of surprising because Dale is from Minnesota. Must be a reason, and this must be it, that you come all the way over here from Minnesota to do your fishing.
Well, it's because of the quiet water and the few people that we have here. And the Manistique River here is a really good river for fishing in. What I got here is, as you can see, this is a nice buck. about 17 pounds. And you can tell by the canine teeth and the way the jaw is hooked and everything that this is a buck. Okay. And the way the nose is. This one here is a female or a hen.
Oh, okay. Big difference then down in here.
Yeah.
Good big fish though.
Oh yeah, this one's about 10, 12 pounds here, nice hen. The bucks run a little bit bigger.
I'm gonna go ahead here. I'm gonna rig up my line and maybe get out here and try for one of these myself.
Up and down the length of the mill dam, we could see poles being bent. The actual captures of big fish were few and far between, though, as the morning wore on.
Michigan has some of the best walleye fishing in the world, and we go out with professional guide Mark Martin onto Saginaw Bay.
It's time to head out to Saginaw Bay for some great walleye fishing with Mark Martin.
Hello, I'm Mark Martin. We're fishing on Saginaw Bay, one of my favorite places to come and go fish because there's always lots of fish, and sometimes there's a multi-species of fish that you can catch while you're fishing for these great walleyes out here. I've fished tournaments on here. I do ice fishing vacation schools out here, take people. So it's a mecca for, catching fish all season long.
Walleye are abundant here in Saginaw Bay, and they're so much fun to fish for. Of course, when you select the right lure, life in the boat is much more fun and enjoyable. With the right bait, the GPS and fish finder, and if you go out with expert guides, you should have a good catch.
Ooh, we got one on the outside board.
The wily walleye presents a challenge even to experienced fishermen, but that's what makes them so much fun to catch. The harder they are to catch, the more fun it becomes.
But that's what we're out here after, and we'll catch a few more here today. Throw them in the live well and make somebody dinner tonight. It's a walleye too, how about that?
There are a number of charter boats that go out into Saginaw Bay with experienced, knowledgeable captains and crew to guide new and experienced anglers to where the walleyes can be found. Many of them promise pure, unadulterated, and non-stop fishing action on most of their charter trips.
That's a good one, Ernie. Good job.
The day on the bay is proving quite successful as we continue to look for trophy-sized walleye.
And that's a very typical Saginaw Bay walleye year-round, where you catch thousands of these.
Another walleye. Looking good for the frying pan?
Our next trip back in time takes us to Lake of the Woods in Ontario, Canada, with our old cameraman Mike Tedeschi and Denny's son Dominic for some incredible trophy fishing.
Our chief cameraman, Mike, knows his way around a fishing rod, too.
It feels like a monster.
There we go. I got it. The monster.
Mike, next time bring a net, will you? Thankfully for Mike, there was another boat close by with a net, or Mike would have been talking about the one that got away. Now that's a walleye to remember, and Mike still talks about it, much to the dismay of our office. Mike's luck continued as a huge northern pike boiled on his bait, and the net, well, it's still missing.
Better be in focus. Kind of scary. Oh, look at that.
And how was the fishing, Mike?
Boy, the way they've got it set up here is anybody, I think, can catch fish. I mean, the equipment's great, the boats are great. You know, over at Totem, we had a 20-foot boat with a 100-horsepower motor and 6-horsepower trolling motor. And you have guide service available. And by the way, I recommend if you come up to a lake like this and it's your first time here, that's money well spent.
Northern.
Unbelievable fishing out here. Will is the man. He knows this lake. How many times have you been out here?
Quite a few, hundreds.
This time we're going over to Georgian Bay in Ontario, Canada. We go out on a 40-foot houseboat, trolling for salmon, not only catching these big fish, but cooking them right there on the boat. That's the great way to fish. We would finish our day on Owen Sound Bay while enjoying a beautiful sunset and fishing for some elusive salmon and trout on a 40-foot elite houseboat called the Guarantee. Not only did this craft allow room to roam, but with its large decks on the bow and the stern, it left plenty of room for a couple of grills to cook up our fresh caught fish. Being a bay off a bay, the Sound is sheltered from prevailing winds, which make for an enjoyable excursion. Calm breezes make for a very comfortable summer evening. Fishing Owen Sound Bay on a 40-foot elite houseboat is a very unique getaway. This part of the Georgian Bay is very deep, cold, and clean, making the fish you catch tasty and 100% edible. The charter season runs from March to December and runs 7 days a week. They also offer boat cruises and trips to local islands. All fishing equipment and tackle is included, and they will even clean and bag your catch of the day. Our host, Brian Plumstead, brought his wife Sue and daughter along on the trip. Sue, as it turned out, would be the best fisher person in the group.
Yes, there's jumping.
All right, you got it. How do you feel? How do you feel? It didn't feel like a baby bringing it in, though, did it?
Oh, I did.
All right, good job.
Okay, now it was my turn. With the sun quickly fading away, I was able to add another fish to the catch. This would be the perfect end to a perfect day.
Gets off, it is.
He's trying to get off.
Huge.
Oh, look at him go!
50-pound plus.
Oh, man.
man.
You got the net, not the big one.
Way up, Tom. Way up. Oh, this thing's really upset.
Oh, look at the size of him. Oh, my goodness.
Oh! Wow, Tom.
14 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
A little heavier. Definitely a female.
Well, most of us wanted fresh caught salmon, but for those who wanted a little more red meat, Brian cooked that up in the form of some delicious steaks.
Like we're ending it tonight and out here on the bay, doing some great fishing.
Some awesome fishing, and congratulations in catching the biggest fish.
Well, thank you, Brian. I'm surprised, but I managed to pull it in.
Yeah, it's been great fishing, and we've, of course, eaten the fish, which was wonderful.
And now we're onto the steaks. Now, these are some award-winning steaks, too.
They are.
Okay. You can come up and do the same thing. It's good food, good friends, and good times.
Well, Kurt, I still need a fishing license before I go out and use my brand new lures. Can you fix me with one?
We'll take care of you.
Okay. Hey, there it is, part 2 of our fishing trip. I hope you enjoyed all our places that we've been. These are great trips to go on. Get out there, do some fishing.